Lydia stared wistfully at the night sky from the tiny attic window of her modest home. Each twinkling star was a distant, glowing promise of a different world. Ever since she could remember, she had dreamed of becoming an astronaut, floating weightlessly among the stars, exploring the mysteries of the cosmos. Her dreams had always been greeted with a kind smile and a warm chuckle by her father, Thomas, the village shoemaker. Thomas was a humble man, his hands rough and worn from years of molding and stitching leather. He worked tirelessly to put food on the table and pay for Lydia's school books. Despite their modest means, he always encouraged Lydia to reach for the stars, telling her that no dream was too big if she was determined enough. But one harsh winter, Thomas fell ill. The once lively man grew weaker day by day. Lydia's heart ached as she watched him struggle. She tried to help in the shop, her small fingers fumbling with the tools, but they weren't enough to halt the inevitable. One frosty morning, Thomas didn't wake up. Lydia was left alone, her world shattered. The shop fell silent, the leather gathering dust. The villagers were kind, offering their condolences and buying what was left of the stock to help Lydia survive. Yet her dreams seemed further away than ever, obscured by a dense fog of grief and loneliness. With no parents and no income, Lydia's days became a blur of chores and making ends meet. Her nights, however, were spent at that attic window, the stars her only solace. She had promised her father she would become an astronaut, but now it felt like an impossible dream, a whisper carried away by the cold wind. As months turned into years, Lydia's determination grew stronger. She studied harder than ever, using any spare moment to read and learn. Her father's old shop was turned into her study, the smell of leather replaced by the scent of old books and ink. She worked odd jobs, saved every penny she could, and applied for scholarships. Finally, the day came when she received the acceptance letter from the Space Academy. Tears streamed down her face as she clutched the letter, glancing up at the sky. She whispered, "I did it, Dad. I made it." Lydia knew the journey ahead would be challenging, filled with rigorous training and daunting obstacles. But she also knew that every step she took was a step closer to the stars and a step closer to fulfilling the promise she had made to her beloved father.